everybody, it is Stephanie. I almost gave myself a round of applause. It's not Fun Friday, but that is how I feel about my Sunday. Was so awesome. So I felt like I was supposed to wait to do Huntington stuff for tomorrow and just focus on how awesome today was and share the word I'm going to share with you guys. But first of all, I had awesome worship and I had my banners and I was like, yes. It was just really, but they only do 3 songs, so that part is hard, but you know, I lingered in them. So that was awesome. Let's see. Oh, and because when I do the banners, I usually try to find a seat that I won't disturb people when I come in and out with my banners. And there's a lady sitting where, you know, I went to sit, and she said, I like your hair. So, and I had been praying before church for like the last week that God would just give me encounters with like friendships that are gonna go deep. So I just feel like the girl sitting there, like we kind of had a little bit of a connection anyways, and she actually, once we talked after the service, she invited me to the women's breakfast. But unfortunately, it just happens to be on the day I'm running my half marathon. But, you know, just felt like there's going to be a good connection there. And I signed up for a small group like right away because I know that's really how to get plugged in. And the one I signed up for is just for women, which I really need. And they basically just kind of talk over a coffee and then like pray over each other, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so great. So I'm really looking forward to getting started with that stuff. Oh, and that woman who was sitting next to me, her name is Angela, and I wrote it down just in case I try to forget it, but when she asked me what I did for a living, I told her, you know, I was on disability and that I had Huntington's, and like, this is the first person one, you know, normally it will take me a little bit longer to warm up to telling somebody that, but I feel like in this church, because of this season in my life, like I'm going to share this stuff at the beginning. So there's no like, as it gets harder to talk about. So, you know, it was just really freeing to be able to do that. Let's see. Oh, also another thing I made myself do is linger. I just told myself I'm going to take my time leaving because, you know, before I was, you know, sit in the back, leave, so, you know, I don't have to have any encounters with people. But this time it's like I'm hungry for deep relationships, and I realize like, oh yeah, I don't have any, like, other than my sister-in-law, you know, and my sister and my mom, like, women relationships that I love, but, like, I just don't have any friends here, since it's been almost 7 or 8 years since I lived here before. So I just feel like, God's gonna bring those. Okay. All right, see, I think, but the message was awesome. It was about rescue and just about like the lies that we all believe about ourselves that cause us to feel like God wouldn't want to show his love to us, and like we all need him to rescue us in those places. So it was just really good. And I'm going to do the song I Am Not Alone because they played it like 2 times and just had people like soak in it. And I know I've had it on here as a song to play, but you know, I can't, you know, God sometimes tells me to do the same song sometimes, so for his reasons. And then today we're gonna do the one from the other devotional because it kind of goes right along with that. And this, the title is To Become His Flames of Fire. And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to become his flames. And the verse is 2 Corinthians 3:13b through 18. I'll read that first and then read the little thing. A veil covers the hearts of the unbelieving, but whenever anyone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. Yes. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we who with unveiled faces all reflect the Lord's glory, we are being transformed into his likeness with ever increasing glory, which comes from the Lord who is the Spirit. I love that. Unveiled faces. It's like not hiding, under our shame and the sin and, but anyway, I just love it part. Unveiled faces. And so this is a devotional. Pardon me. The golden lights of dawn brought me a new thought recently. I was out walking early in the forest, and just remind you guys that this is Amy Charmichael, the one who fell, and anyway, she was sick for a long time and wrote a lot of these from that place. The golden lights of dawn brought me a new thought recently. I was out walking early in the forest, and it was one of those dawns that bathes the world in brightness. The air looked pure gold, as if it were transparent glass. To the south of me was a whole forest of golden trees. Leaves were like flakes of gold on one tree, and the fruits that hung were golden balls. And here was the strange part. To the east there was as yet nothing of the sun itself, only the rising loveliness of his golden dawning. But all the beauty and gladness of spirit that came from his flaming fire. He makes flames of fire his servants. I had often thought of the force of that word, the burning energy, the purging purity of flames of fire, but not of this gentler ministry, this bathing in brightness, all that he touches. The first part of that verse is this: he makes winds his messengers. An old Jewish legend says that God's angels are as the winds, going and coming and ceasing to be when their service is accomplished. They are selfless servants. Who ever saw a wind? They are obedient to cause either calm or storm, fulfilling his word, and they are free. Free as the wind, we say. Isn't this a perfect picture of what you and I want to be? Selfless, obedient, free because we are obedient, cleansing in brightness all whom we touch. Only love can be that true. Can be that and do that. Lord, forevermore, give us this kind of love. And then there's a little prayer at the end. Transform one irritable or angry thought to a thought of a word of love. Transform one hoarded moment to a moment or an hour of patient compassion. Transform me, Father, by the little glories of this day. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. And again, I just hope you all are having blessed Sundays and gearing up for a great week. And I will talk when I have more to say.